the likelihood of a fight with you and Terence Crawford, it would be one of the biggest in boxing.
We don't talking about yet about the fight. Me and Turkana know each other, and then we wanna see.
Floyd Mayweather knows boxing better than anyone, and when he speaks about a fight, he doesn't need to spell things out. His words say it all. Regarding Canelo versus Crawford, Mayweather has made it clear this would be a huge challenge for Crawford. If you pay close attention, it's obvious he views this fight not just as difficult for Crawford, but as a potential mismatch.
What I have to say to Canelo is this. You proved yourself already. You proved yourself. You fought a lot of great fighters. You tested yourself.
Mayweather has always been a master at analyzing the finer details of boxing, and when discussing this potential matchup, he hasn't been subtle. While he respects Crawford as a pound-for-pound great, his words hint that this fight may be a step too far. He doesn't need to outright say that Canelo is too big and too strong. He simply keeps emphasizing what Canelo does well, and that speaks volumes.
The only thing I see that I favor Canelo is that his weight.
Yeah.
And that he's more bigger. You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing. But as far as skill set wise, IQ, I feel like Crawford can match anybody and probably.
Canelo's strength isn't anything Mayweather hasn't experienced before, having been in the sport for over 20 years, referring to their 2013 fight. However, there's a key difference. Mayweather faced a young, raw, and still developing Canelo. Even then, Mayweather had to be at his absolute best to dominate him. Fast forward a decade, and Canelo is transformed into a rock-solid 168-pounder, breaking down bigger opponents with ease. That's where the challenge for Crawford starts. While Crawford is undeniably one of the most skilled boxers, a slick switch hitter with incredible timing and adaptability, skills alone won't be enough when the size gap is this vast.
I think he's bringing up Canelo. I think that's weird, because you'd have to gain 20 pounds?
Yeah.
But they say that's the money fight. That's the mega fight. That's the money fight. That's the only thing that makes sense for Terence Crawford.
Well, catch weight.
Mayweather, like many others, has always emphasized that weight classes exist for a reason. It's a core philosophy he built his career on, carefully choosing the right weight and opponents. He was never reckless about moving up in weight, always ensuring he maintained physical advantages. He even made Canelo drop to 152 pounds when they fought to avoid giving up too much size. But Crawford is now looking to jump 2 full divisions against a fighter who's already proven himself against bigger opponents. Mayweather recognizes the danger in this, even if he doesn't say it directly.
He have everything in a fighter, a complete fighter. He don't have power in the punches, but when you that kind of fighter, you don't need it.
You think that was the toughest fight you faced?
No.
What do you
I
think
think it's tough fights and difficult fights.
One thing that stands out when Mayweather discusses this fight is how much he highlights Canelo's strengths. He's noted Canelo's powerful body shots and ability to break opponents down, which is crucial. Crawford has never faced a body puncher like Canelo. At 147 pounds, Crawford has been able to control fights and set the pace, but against Canelo, he'll be up against a fighter whose strategy is to break down his opponent's legs and wear them down under pressure. It's a nightmare for any fighter moving up in weight, and Mayweather knows it.
Talk all the crazy stuff about me going up and having a tough time, but he went up in weight and lost. That's the difference. I went up weight and won. He went up and lost. So let's not do that.
Then there's the issue of power. Crawford has respectable knockout power at 147, but knocking out welterweights isn't the same as hurting someone who's been fighting super middleweights for years. Mayweather understands that weight difference firsthand. While he fought bigger opponents, he knew how to neutralize them with movement, speed, and defense. Crawford, however, isn't a defensive genius like Mayweather. He prefers to engage, trade, and take calculated risks. Against a fighter like Canelo, those risks could prove costly.
His big bank is who? Canelo. He will take that gamble, see if he can beat him. If he beats him, he may go fight better beat this nigga. If he don't beat him, he say, okay, I took it as high as I could go. I'm done.
Mayweather has also highlighted Canelo's ability to control the ring. Unlike younger, inexperienced fighters who get frustrated when opponents move, Canelo is a patient, intelligent pressure fighter. He doesn't just chase his opponents. He methodically cuts off the ring, forcing them into corners where he can land his power shots. Crawford may be a great counterpuncher, but he's never faced someone who can walk through his shots and keep pressing forward. Mayweather has subtly pointed out this aspect of Canelo's evolution. While Crawford's ability to switch stances is often praised, Mayweather knows that Canelo has already faced and beaten southpaws before.
At the end of the day, I don't want to have credit to face Crawford, right? So no matter what, but you know, you never know. You never know in boxing.
Absolutely.
I'll go up and down and fight everybody out there.
Canelo has already faced much bigger, harder-hitting southpaws, not just any southpaws. While Crawford's skills might be superior, he won't have the luxury of making mistakes against someone as experienced and disciplined as Canelo. Then there's the endurance factor. Crawford has always looked sharp in the later rounds, but how will he handle carrying an extra 20 pounds and taking body shots from a fighter who has broken down elite-level opponents at 168? That's where Mayweather sees the real challenge. Even if Crawford starts strong, the physical toll will add up. And once Canelo starts landing clean shots, the fight could shift quickly.
I don't think it's a fight Canelo really wants, if I'm honest, because I think he feels like he won't get a lot of credit beating a light middleweight. And Crawford's going to move a lot in that fight, which is not ideal for Canelo. But what's his options? I mean, like, you know, if Bivol wins, he could fight him for undisputed. That's a very tough fight.
Mayweather has never been one to fully reveal his thoughts unless he wants to make a point, and his hesitation to make a direct prediction here speaks volumes. If he truly believed Crawford could outbox and beat Canelo, he'd say it. Instead, he's focused on highlighting Canelo's dangerous strengths, a subtle way of saying he doesn't see Crawford winning this fight. It's not that Crawford lacks skill, it's that he's giving up too much in size, strength, and durability. Mayweather built his career on avoiding that kind of disadvantage, which is why he likely views this as a mismatch. Crawford may have the heart, but Canelo holds the physical advantages that will become more evident as the rounds pass.
This is Canelo.
Who heard it?
This is how I said it.
Hey, are we getting this confirmation here first?
You understand? Yeah, it's confirmed. Man, what?
Say less.
Crawford versus Canelo, not the other way around. Team Crawford stand up, pound for pound, the best in the world, soon to be the super middleweight champion of the world. Yeah.
Canelo doesn't need to be faster or more skilled than Crawford. He just needs to do what he does best: walk his opponent down, invest in body shots, and break him down over time. That's how he's defeated bigger opponents, and that's how he would approach this fight. Mayweather understands this better than anyone, which is why when he discusses the matchup, he focuses on what Canelo does well. The conversation about Crawford's chances has sparked debate, with opinions ranging from cautious optimism to outright dismissal. However, as Mayweather and other experienced observers have suggested, the physical gap between the two fighters may not just be a factor, it could be the deciding factor. While Crawford's adaptability and intelligence are admired, the concern is whether those qualities can overcome the massive difference in size, strength, and power when facing Canelo.
That Canelo got everything he wanted because he was the holdout for the money. The fight's going to be at 168.
I'm going to tell you in my prediction is Canelo's going to walk him down. Crawford is going to do a lot of defense.
For years, Mayweather has stressed the importance of boxing fundamentals. Hit and don't get hit, control the pace, and make the opponent fight on your terms. That's exactly what he did when he fought Canelo, neutralizing the young Mexican star's strengths, keeping him off balance, and exposing his inexperience. But as Showbiz the Adult pointed out, that was a different Canelo. Today's Canelo is seasoned, calculated, and ruthless. He's fought and beaten elite-level opponents at much higher weights than Crawford has faced. The idea that Crawford could simply outbox Canelo the way Mayweather did doesn't hold up when you factor in the realities of size and power.
First and foremost, motherfuckers want him to fight Crawford. That's a circus fight. So if we gonna do that, we could do the Jake too. You know, if y'all ain't got a problem with Crawford, y'all shouldn't have a problem with Jake. At least Jacob.
Canelo has developed a strategy that works exceptionally well against slick, mobile fighters who rely on skill rather than brute force. He's no longer the reckless, overeager fighter who swung wildly at Mayweather. Now, he applies intelligent pressure, methodically cutting off the ring and targeting the body with surgical precision. Even against someone like Dmitry Bivol, who ultimately defeated him, Canelo was able to land clean shots and control parts of the fight. Bivol had to fight nearly flawlessly, using his size and reach advantage to keep Canelo off balance. But Crawford would be giving up all those physical advantages before even stepping into the ring.
Canelo's a hell of a fighter. There's a lot of great Mexican fighters. That's not for me to rate fighters. I just take my hat off to so many fighters that paved the way, for me to...
Mayweather understands what it takes to move up in weight successfully. He did it gradually, calculating every move and choosing the right opponents at the right time. Crawford, however, would be making a massive leap without any experience in the new weight class, and that's where the real danger lies. Crawford excels when he dictates the pace and forces opponents to react to his game plan, but against Canelo, he'd have to fight on Canelo's terms, which is a significant challenge. Joe the Adult pointed out another key issue: Crawford's tendency to exchange. Unlike Mayweather, who avoided unnecessary risks, Crawford likes to mix it up and prove he can hurt his opponent. While this mentality is part of what makes him a great fighter, it could cost him dearly against Canelo.
Which fight was more difficult between Mayweather or Bivol, and why?
I think both are similar. Just Bivol